this class I recommend a pillow and a scarf. So we'll get started in a comfortable seat, and you might just go ahead and bring that pillow underneath your sit bones so that you can just have a nice long spine. A lot of times when we sit, we tend to round in the low back, so bringing something underneath the sit bones just brings a natural arch into the low back. And so cross-legged here, let the hands rest, palms down or palms up on the lap. So if your palms are down, it's kind of more introspective. If the palms are up, it's kind of more open and receptive. So finding what works for you. Bring the shoulders up by the ears, bring the shoulder blades together on the back, and then draw them down away from the ears. Crown of the head reaches up and now lengthens the spine, and then we let the eyes soften closed, or at least to a soft gaze at the ground in front of you. And begin to deepen your breath. So on your inhales, feel the ribs expand like a balloon. And on your exhales, feel the ribs contract and soften. So drawing in these deeper breaths really allows the body to relax. I think a lot of us are in fight or flight mode right now the majority of the time, since we're faced with such a challenging time, a time of uncertainty. And so our bodies tend to tense up and our breathing gets very shallow when that happens. And so we just want to create the space to bring in some deeper breaths, allowing the body to relax, allowing things to soften. You might just check in and notice, where are you holding any tension? Where can you let go straight away? I was listening to something earlier about how this pandemic is really forcing us to see the way that we're all connected, which is one of the many lessons of yoga, but it's actually the definition of yoga, this union of self with the rest of the world, or with source energy, or whatever you want to call it. And so today, if you can just really draw in some awareness around that. And as you do so, you might begin to recognize that connection to others can allow you to be a little more compassionate towards them. For me, it's been really hard when I'm faced with someone who's not practicing social distancing, not taking this seriously. It's really hard for me to not get angry. But we're all managing this in the best way we know how. When you can see your connection with others, you recognize that whatever it is that you do to others, you're doing to yourself as well. So that's why compassion is so important. Maybe that's your intention tonight, to find more compassion towards others, towards yourself. Or maybe you have another intention you'd like to set for your class today. Take the next few breaths to draw that intention in. And then with an inhale, we'll sweep the arms up overhead, sending our intentions out to the universe, palms meet. As we exhale, bring hands to heart. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. And we'll open the class with one Om. Feel free to chant or just listen. Inhale to chant. And then we'll flutter the eyes open, maybe turn the corners of the mouth up, find a little smile, gratitude that you're here, that you have this opportunity. Let's bring the hands behind us now and switch the cross of the legs. So coming into different seated position here, might feel a little funny. Hands come to the knees here, and we're gonna draw the belly back towards the spine and tuck the chin in. And then as we inhale, we're gonna bring the chest forward, arching the back, lifting the gaze. And we'll take these kind of seated cat-cow rolls, inhaling or exhaling for the rounded spine, inhaling for the arched spine. Begin to connect your breath and your movement. Let it inform your movement. Maybe deepen the breath and exaggerate the movement. Begin to engage Ujjayi Pranayama, where you constrict the back of the throat, creating that ocean-like sound with your breath. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. We'll start to take some little jump ropes with the torso, so bringing the chest forward to one side, then the other, then back to one side, then the other. Drawing in these large circles, circling the torso over the hips, taking several circles in one direction, and then reversing the circles. See if you can still let the breath inform the movement. So maybe inhaling forward and exhaling back. And then once you feel balanced, come back to neutral spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, twist to the right. So bring the left hand outside the right knee. Gazing over the back shoulder. Every inhale, lengthen. Every exhale, twist. And then on our next inhale, we'll come back through center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Try to keep the hips squared to the front of the mat. Keep working your gaze over the back shoulder. And then inhaling, come back to center. We'll roll over the shins and come to all fours. So you can remove your pillow there. We're gonna bring our knees underneath our hips and our wrists underneath our shoulders here. And then we're gonna walk the hands forward a few inches so that when we bring the shoulders back over the wrist, our knees come behind our hips. We're gonna tuck the toes and lift the knees up, plank pose. Hold it here. So at any point, if this gets hard, you can lower your knees down. Eyes of the elbows face forward. Your hands are turning out to 11 and 1 o'clock on a clock. Inhale. Exhale, lower 1 inch, pause. Keep the hips lifted. Inhale, even if the knees are lowered. Exhale, lower 1 inch, pause. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Pause. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes here, release any clench in your glutes, so shake out your bum, and then bring the hands out either side of the mat. Fingers are tented here and elbows face up. Forehead reaches down, and on our inhale, we lift the chest. Chest lifts the head. Exhale, lower the chest, lower the head. Inhaling, chest lifts and then the head. Exhaling, chest and then the head. I love these cobra rolls right now because it's this beautiful symbol of the head following the heart. And I think we could all really use a little bit more of that in our lives right now, as the head may be full of fear and anxiety, but the heart's full of love and trusting and acceptance. On your next, inhaling up, sustain. So try to relax your glutes here, and if there's any pinching in the low back, come down a few inches. Otherwise, straighten the arms as much as it feels good. Bring the chest forward. Tops of the feet down, glutes relaxed. Breathe. And then gently lower down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up to all fours. Find downward facing dog. So it's your first down dog of practice. Feel free to take any movement you need. So I like to keep my knees a little bit bent here because my hamstrings are kind of tight, my low back's tight, and it's my first down dog, so if I try to straighten the legs, then I start to round in the spine, so just softening the knees helps take some pressure off the back and the hamstrings. Feel free to pedal it out here. Maybe you take the heels to one side and then the other, so move in any way that feels good. And then when you feel balanced, come back to a steady dog. We'll take 2 deep breaths in a steady down dog. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg to the sky for 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee and stack the hip, opening right side body. So right shoulder's probably going to want to pop up, keep drawing it down towards the mat. Left toes want to maybe turn in, keep turning them forward. Left heel's working its way towards the ground. Take some deep breaths into the right side body. Knee lifts a little higher. And then on your next inhale, square the hips, straighten the leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, plant the right foot between the hands. Left hand is going to be underneath the left shoulder. Right arm's going to sweep up, finding a twist. Nice. Gazing up over the right hand, draw the right knee towards the chest. On your next inhale, start to get light in the left hand, coming up for a twisted high lunge. So squaring the torso off over the right thigh, arms reaching forward and back. If you want, you can stay here, or maybe right hand travels down the left leg and left arm sweeps up. Take a couple of breaths wherever you are. And on an inhale, we'll come into high lunge. On an exhale, we'll bring the left foot to meet the right in chair pose, Utkatasana. Squeeze the knees together, feet together. So tendency here is to really sway in the low back or really tuck. So find somewhere in between that. Arms active, reaching up. You got it. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. You can lower knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga, elbows graze the ribs. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple deep breaths here. And our next inhale, we'll lift the left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee and stack the hip. This time opening left side body. Draw the left shoulder squared to the mat. Draw the right toes facing forward. Right heel works its way down. Left knee works its way up. Take some deep breaths there, opening up. Next inhale, straighten the leg and square the hips. 3-legged dog. Exhale, plant the left foot between the hands. Right hand's rooting down, left arm sweeps up, so we find that twist. If this ever feels like too much for you, you can always lower the back knee here. Gazing up over the left hand here. Drawing the left knee in if it's trying to sway out. And then we're going to get light in the right hand and gently come up for that twisted high lunge. So squaring the torso off over their left thigh, arms reaching forward and back. Maybe if you did so on the other side, take the left hand down the back leg, right arm up. Good. Inhale, we'll unwind to a high lunge. Exhale, right foot to meet the left, Utkatasana. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and take your version of a vinyasa. Remember, you can always skip vinyasa if you want and go straight to down dog. You can always take child's pose if that's where you want to be. On your next inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, shoulders come over wrist. Use the core. Inhale takes you back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot plants in between the hands and left knee lowers down. Finding a low lunge here. You can interlace your hands at the thigh if that feels good. You can reach the arms up if that feels good. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Option to take the right hand towards the ground and the left arm up and over. Breathing here. Softening where you can. Bend a little deeper in the front knee. Press the pelvis towards the front of the mat. You'll feel the left quad and the left hip flexor start to open up. And then we're going to plant both hands either side of the front foot, straighten the front leg for half splits pose. So in this pose, we want to draw the right hip back so that it's in line with the left. Might mean the heel scoots back a few inches. Flex the right foot back towards you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold chin to the shin. Breathing here. Soften and kick the right heel into the ground and feel that open the hamstring up. And then we're going to bend back into the front knee, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, peel the torso off the thighs and the arms up, high lunge. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen, lean forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring the left elbow outside the right knee. So finding this twisted lunge, hands are prayer. And if you press the top hand into the bottom hand, you can feel the torso start to spin a little bit more. Take your gaze up over the right shoulder. You can stay here. If you want to fly the arms open, feel free. Breathe for 3, for 2. Everyone keep your twist here. Take your gaze down to the right foot and bring the left foot forward. Twisted chair. Nice. Taking a little bit more of a twist, a little bit deeper twist. 2 more breaths. Draw the left knee in line with the right. And then on your inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands and float. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, shoulders come over wrist, draw the belly in. Inhale, back, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross the body. Inhale, back. And exhale, left foot plants between the hands, right knee lowers down, finding that low lunge. So bend deep into the front knee. Feel the pelvis sink towards the front of the mat. Same thing here, you can interlace the hands, you can reach the arms up, or you can take that little side stretch, left hand down, right arm up and over. So we're working into that right quad and hip flexor now. Breathe into it. See if you can deepen the breath and allow that to deepen the pose. And then we'll all plant our hands either side of the front foot and straighten the front leg for that half splits pose. Draw the left toes back towards you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold chin towards the shin. Keep drawing the left hip in line with the right. Take the left heel into the ground. Feel that fire up the hamstring. And we're gonna bend back into the front knee, tuck the back toes, lifting the back knee, peel the hands and torso up, high lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen to lean forward, and exhale, twist. Right elbow outside the left knee. Yeah, so try to get the thumbs in the center of the chest here. You can stay here, or you can fly the arms open if you did so on the other side. Always the option to lower the back knee if needed. Gaze up over the left shoulder. 3, 2. We're going to keep our twist. We're going to gaze down for balance and gently float the right foot up. Twisted lunge. So here, the right knee wants to creep out in front of the left. Draw it back. Draw the hips in alignment. Deepen the twist. Deepen the breath. 2 more breaths. Next, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And plant the hands and float. On your inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, plant the right foot between the hands. Bring the right hand inside the right foot. Root the left heel down, spinning it at an angle. And then sweep the left arm up, so you're in extended side angle. So you can stay here with the right hand down, or you can bring the right elbow to knee, or you can reach around with the left hand for half bind, or under the right leg for a full bind. Gaze up over the left shoulder, breathing. Spin the right ribs towards the sky. One more big breath. And then we're gonna get light in the right hand, come up to warrior 2. Make sure the front heel is intersecting the arch of the back foot, and the right big toe, you can see it inside the right knee. Inhale's gonna tilt you back as you straighten the front leg, reverse triangle, grow long in the right side body. Exhale, triangle pose, reach, reach, reach. Added challenge, keep the right hand lifted. Bring the left arm up and over so that you're holding like an imaginary beach ball. Or if that's not working for you today, right hand to the shin or the ground, hands to 12 and 6 o'clock. Your version, press the pelvis towards the long edge of the mat and you'll feel the torso draw more over the right leg. There's a micro bend in the knee, so tendency here is to hyperextend the leg. Try to soften. A couple more breaths. And on our next inhale, we're going to come on up, parallel the feet. So walk the feet out to the wrist or over the ankles. Feet are parallel and toes turn in slightly, hands to the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Your option here with the hands, they can stay just like this with the fingers facing forward. Maybe you want to turn them behind you. Maybe you want to grab the ankles. Wherever you are, inhale, come halfway up and lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold, drawing the crown of the head towards the ground, drawing the chin in towards the chest, gazing up at the belly button. Nice. Root through the outer edges of the feet here, soften the knees. Don't forget your breath. Couple more deep breaths. On our next inhale, we're going to come halfway up, bring the hands to the hips and bend the knees. Exhale, so finish your breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, turn the right toes to the front. Inhale, reach back. Reverse triangle. As you exhale, it's half moon pose. So try to take one smooth movement here to bend the right knee, plant the right hand on the ground, and lift the left foot at the same time. Gaze up over the left hand. You have a few options here. We're trying to square the hips and the shoulders to the long edge of the mat. You can stay right here, or you can reach back for the left foot with the left hand. That's one option. These are just options, don't feel obligated to take them. Right hand can come to heart center for an added challenge to the balance. Maybe right hand even reaches back and grabs left foot one day. Breathe. Wherever you are, opening the chest, opening the breath. And then we're gonna lower the left hand to the ground, so we're finding standing splits here. So on this pose, we wanna point the left hip to the ground. Left toes are facing down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, draw the chin towards the shin. Lift from the inner left thigh to get the foot a little bit higher, but try not to turn the foot out. So toes facing down. Added challenge, grab your right ankle with one hand, or maybe both. Breathe. Good. Hands are gonna reach to the ground if they're not there already. We're gonna inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend both knees. Bring the left knee behind the right. Kundalini squat. Inhale, lengthen back up to standing splits. Exhale, Kundalini squat. Breathing here. So bending both knees. The left knee comes right behind the right. And we have one more. Inhale, lengthen. This time, bring the left knee all the way to the outside of the right foot. So you're seated on the ground, prepared for that spinal twist. So right foot's rooting down outside the left thigh, right knee's pointing up, left foot is by the right hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right, left elbow outside the right knee, gazing over the back shoulder. Breathing here. Press the elbow to knee to find a little more depth in your twist. Walk your right hand a little bit closer to your spine and feel that lengthen, or a little bit closer to your sit bones, and feel that length in the spine. And then we'll gently unwind. We're gonna come all the way around. So this is a tricky transition. Hands come to the left side of you, and you're gonna keep your feet right where they are. Turn all the way around so that you're prepared for the same pose on the other side. You can do it. Yes, that's it. You got it, Soleil? Yeah, nice, all right. Left foot roots down, left knee's up, right foot by the left hip. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist. Right elbow outside the left knee, gaze over the back shoulder. Lots of twists tonight. I must be feeling like I need to detox. You know, staying at home all the time. Maybe I'm having too many glasses of wine, I don't know. I'm not gonna judge myself for it. Gaze over the back shoulder. Every inhale, lengthen. Every exhale, twist. Left hand's gonna walk in a little bit closer to the sit bone so the spine can grow a little bit longer, and maybe you can find a little more depth in the twist. And then we're gently gonna unwind. Bring the feet out in front of you, hips width distance. So knees and feet are hips width distance here. Hands behind you, fingers are facing forward. I'm gonna face the front of the mat. Fingers facing forward, and then lift the pelvis up, let the head hang and the neck open up. Reverse table or altar pose. So try to get the hips in line with the knees and the shoulders. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Root through all four corners of your feet. 2 more big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your head right where it is. Lower the sit bones first, and then lift the head. And then lift the legs. Shins come parallel to the ground, or maybe the feet come a little bit above the knees. You can keep your hands behind you for support. You can also reach your hands behind your thighs, or you could reach your arms out for an added challenge. Navasana boat pose. Breathe. Belly draws in, chest lifts, spine is long. For 3, for 2, 1. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale, come back up. And we find some forceful exhales here, and that's gonna help engage the core. Shh. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lie down, draw the knees in, rock and roll, rock and roll. Rock and roll, gain some momentum, smooth out any kinks in the spine. Eventually, we're gonna land in chair pose without touching the hands to the ground. See if you can do it. Feet plant, hips lift. Nice. There we go. Yeah, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Well done. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands and flow. Just gonna turn around so I can still face the camera as much as possible. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, plant the left foot between the hands. The left hand's gonna come inside the left foot, the right foot's gonna spin down, and the right arm's gonna float up. So we're in extended side angle. So it should feel like a warrior 2 stance on the bottom half of your body. You can always bring left elbow and knee, you can always go for that bind if that's what you're into. Finding your version. We're gonna take 3 big breaths. Keep working the left ribs towards the sky and gaze up over the right shoulder. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, warrior 2. Adjust your stance if needed. Front heel intersects arch of the back foot. Front knee is over the ankle. You can see your left big toe. Inhale, tilt you up and back, reverse triangle. Grow long in the left side body. And exhale, triangle pose. Added challenge, keep the left arm lifted, right arm up and over, or take that traditional version, left hand down, right arm up. Press the pelvis towards the long edge of the mat. Feel the torso come more over the left leg. Soften the left knee. Don't forget your breath here. And on our next inhale, we're gonna come all the way up, parallel the feet, reach the arms out, wrists are over the ankles, and we're gonna interlace the hands behind us. Pressing the hands down, feel the chest open, look up, inhale. Exhale, fold, tucking the chin in, letting the arms work their way up overhead, and then towards the ground. Deepen with your breath. So for me, I'm carrying all this tension in my shoulders. I can just feel it even at night. I'll wake up and it'll be like my shoulders are up by my ears. So maybe this is a good stretch for you as well. Just allow that stress to kind of drip off of your shoulders here. Imagine it's just pouring out, like you're a cup and you're ready to just let it all go by tipping over here. Couple more breaths. And then inhale, come halfway up. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Bring the right hand into the middle of the mat and sweep the left arm up. So tendency here is that our hips start to kind of get unsquared. Like the right hip comes forward or down, so try to keep the hips squared here. You can bring your hand to your sacrum to feel if that's happening for you. So you can see that the twist happens from the pelvis when that happens. We want to keep the twist coming from the ribs, from the spine instead of the pelvis. Couple more breaths. And then left hand's going to lower down to the mat, taking the place of the right hand as the right arm sweeps up. Try not to dump out into the right hip. And then we'll lower the right hand down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale there. Inhale, come all the way up. Left toes turn towards the front. Here comes our crazy transition. Inhale, tilt you back, reverse triangle. As you exhale is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Left hand comes down to the ground. right leg lifts. You have all those versions you had on the other side, so maybe it's grabbing the right foot, pressing the foot into the hand, maybe it's floating left hand to heart center, maybe grabbing the foot with both hands. Wherever you're at, find your breath. Maybe you can try taking your gaze up. And then we'll float the right hand to the ground, turning the left or the right toes to the ground as well. Right hip turns down, so instead of it opening up, it faces down, standing splits. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw the chin towards the shin. Lift from the inner right thigh, keep the toes pointing down, and then there's that challenge of grabbing the standing leg with one or both hands if that's your jam. Breathe. And then here come our Kundalini squats, so the hands are going to root, maybe just the fingers tenting if that's what feels better. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right knee bends, left knee bends, draw the knees together. Inhale, back up. We have 4 more. Exhale, squat. Inhale up for 3. Inhale up for 2. And this is our last one. Inhale it up. As you exhale, bring the knee all the way outside of the left foot. Coming back to seated. Now go ahead and find your scarf here. Left foot is actually, instead of planting on the ground, we're going to bring the ankle on top of the knee. So this is also where a pillow might come in handy, because a lot of times, this is called fire log pose, we're trying to stack the shins. A lot of times what happens is this knee wants to pop up, so if that's the case, you can bring a pillow underneath the knee and have a little extra support. The modification for this is figure 4, and if that's where you need to be, that's totally fine. But if you want to take fire log pose, left ankle stacks on top of the right knee on top of the left ankle. Take your scarf, bring it into the left hand. Left hand comes behind you, so the left elbow is pointing up, and take your right hand to your left elbow to help the hand down the back. And then the right hand's going to come around to grab the scarf. So I'll turn around so you can see how that looks. So we're working the hands towards each other. So you can pull up on the scarf here or pull down on it. Try to walk the hands up and down the scarf. Eventually, maybe they clasp and you can let go of the scarf. And this might be enough, being right here in this pose, because you got a lot going on. You got a hip stretch, you got these crazy arm stretches, shoulder, chest, triceps, biceps, I don't know, maybe even your wrist. Or you can take it a little further by inhale, lengthening, and exhale, folding. So we're trying not to round the spine too much to keep the spine nice and long, even if you're still standing up sitting up. A lot of times when we try to get the bind, we start to round the back. So keep the spine nice and long wherever you are. And then breathe, some steady, big breaths. Then if you're folded forward, gently come up. Everyone undo your bind, shake out the arms. Whew. And then it's that crazy transition again. So left foot's gonna plant on the outside of the right thigh, hands come to the right side, and we take a little journey around. So we're coming into the same pose on the other side. Nice. We actually did that transition in my Ashtanga teacher training. And it was so weird. I was like, what are we doing? I felt like a little kid. So I like to incorporate it every once in a while. All right, same thing here, just on the other side. So right ankle's on top of the left knee. Left ankle is under the right knee. And scarf comes into the right hand. Finding that bind again. Left hand helps by pressing the right elbow down and bringing the hand closer down the back, and then reaches around to grab the scarf, or maybe hands clasp. Spine is long here, remember, we want to try to keep the spine from rounding. So crown of the head reaches up. And if you want to go a little further, it's inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. And you probably have a lot going on, different sensations in the body. So be with it, but try not to judge. Like for me, my right hip's really tight and I'm just feel my mind going, why is that so tight? I mean, what is this? You know, this self-judgment. There's no need. Let it go if you're doing the same thing. Accepting what is part of the beauty of this practice. It allows us to kind of face life's challenges off the mat as well, to find acceptance, to notice when we're judging, to let it go. And our next inhale is going to guide us up, releasing the hands, shake it out. Whew. And then legs come out in front of you. Let's take a wide-legged straddle pose here. So take the legs wide, feet are facing up, knees facing up. Bring one hand in front of you, one hand behind you. Press into the hands to slide the pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. So it might just be right here, and this is plenty. I mean, if you're feeling it here, stay here and just soften and breathe into it. Maybe you come a little bit further, maybe your elbows eventually come to the ground. Maybe eventually your forehead comes down. So tendency here is for the toes to start to roll in, so keep drawing the toes up towards the sky and then back towards you, flexing the feet. And then notice if you're clenching the jaw or scrunching the shoulders up. See if you can soften the upper body. Next inhale is going to guide you up. Guide the legs together now. So legs are going to be long here. Arms reaching out, crown of the head reaches up, and we're going to gently lower ourselves all the way down. Keep drawing the belly in as you go, with as much control as possible, coming all the way onto your back. And then we're going to plant the feet hips width distance here. Root into the feet to lift the pelvis up. So we want our knees to be hips width distance. A lot of times they'll start to splay out in these back bends. So keep drawing them right over the ankles. And then if it's available, shimmy the shoulder blades together. Maybe clasp the hands. So if the hands don't clasp, that's okay. But wherever your hands are, press the hands into the earth. Release any clench in your glutes. Press the knees towards the front of the mat, away from the chin. And the chest comes towards the chin. You can feel the front body lengthen out there. Press the back of the head into the mat, creating more space between the chin and the chest. And then take some really deep breaths, 360 degrees into the ribs. Maybe lifting a little higher using the legs, not the glutes, so relax your bum. And then gently lower back down. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. And if you'd like another back bend, go ahead and take another back bend. You can take bridge pose again, or you can take full wheel, planting the hands by your head and lifting all the way up. If you want to take another back bend, go for it. If you don't want to take another back bend, totally fine. Just draw the knees in and then find happy baby. Knees go wide, feet up towards the sky. Or reaching either behind the thighs, behind the calf muscles, or towards the feet. So your choice here. Whatever feels good to you. If you're taking that back bend, 5 to 10 breaths. and we'll all meet eventually in happy baby. Take your time. Deepen the breath wherever you are. Good. And happy baby, you can take a little rock side to side. And then we're going to take the knees back into the chest. We're going to plant the left foot on the ground and take the right ankle to the left knee for figure four. This is a reclined pigeon pose. So here, press the right knee away, keep the right foot flexed, and you can stay right here, or a deepen left foot walks in a few inches, or left foot lifts, and we interlace our fingers behind the left thigh. When I do that, I'm still pressing my right elbow into my right thigh to open the right hip. Or maybe we take our hands in front of the left shin for probably the deepest version of this. Actually, there's one more deeper version if you feel up for it. You can take the right foot into the left elbow and bring the right knee into the right elbow. So you're kind of cradling your leg, if that feels like something you want to try out. Wherever you are, just be with it, breathe into it, soften where you can. And then we'll gently bring the left foot back to the mat. Draw the right knee in and straighten the left leg. Now, this might be a good place for your scarf. We're going to straighten the right leg up to the sky. So you can either bring the scarf around the ball of the right foot, or if it's available, you can take peace fingers around the right big toe. So your option here, wherever you're at, can you bring the shoulders down away from your ears, and if they've started to lift up or the head's lifting up, relax the head and shoulders on the mat. And just start to work the right foot back towards you. Begin to take some deep breaths, sending it into those spaces that feel tight. Flex the left foot, kick the left heel into the ground. If it's too much on your hip, you can always plant the left foot on the mat, and that'll just ease it up a little bit. And then we're going to take both ends of the scarf into the right hand. Left hand comes out, and we lower the right foot over to the right. So notice how the left hip wants to pop up here. Go ahead and take your left hand to your left hip and press the left hip back down. I'm going to keep the left hip on the ground here. And just work the right toes back towards your head and also towards the ground. Take your gaze over the left shoulder. Deep breaths, opening up that space in the legs. And then we're going to gently guide the leg back to center. Both ends of the scarf now are going to come into the right or to the left hand. Right arm comes out, and we're going to lower the leg over to the left now. So it's a supine twist. If it's too much, you can always bend the knee here. But otherwise, try to keep working the toes, the right toes back towards your face here, and gaze over the right shoulder. Probably your right shoulder has popped up off the ground if the foot's on the ground. And that's okay, just allow gravity to do the work of bringing it back down. So this should, if your leg is straight, you probably feel it on the outside of the leg, the IT band area that goes on the outside of the right thigh from the hip to the knee. So it's a good stretch for that. If you run a lot, That's probably going to be a little bit tight. And on our next inhale, guide it back up through center, bringing the knee in to the chest. The left knee comes to meet the right. Take a little rock side to side here. The right foot's going to plant on the ground, and we'll take that figure 4 here, drawing the left ankle to the right knee. So taking whatever version you need. If it's just keeping that right foot down and pressing the left knee away, that might be enough. Or maybe the right foot lifts. We interlace the hands behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Keep pressing the left elbow into the left thigh. Keep flexing the left foot. That helps protect the knee. Final option is that cradling the leg with the left foot inside the right elbow, left knee inside the left elbow. Take what works for you. See if you can relax the upper body, the shoulders, the jaw, face, the neck. And then right foot's going to come back to the mat if it's lifted. Left knee's going to draw in. And we're going to take the scarf around the ball of the left foot. Straighten the right leg if that feels okay on your hip and on your low back. So scarf around the ball of the left foot or peace fingers around the left big toe. We're just going to work the left foot back towards the face. Opening up the whole back side of the left leg. Soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders. And then both ends of the scarf come into the left hand. So the right arm reaches out, we lower the leg over to the left. So right hip, as soon as it wants to pop up, bring the right hand down to press the right hip down. And try to keep that hip plugged into the ground. Draw the left toes back towards your face, back towards your head, working a little more space there on the inside of the leg. Take your gaze over the right shoulder. And your next inhale's gonna bring you back up through center. Switch the grip, both ends of the scarf into the right hand. And then draw the leg across to the right. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. If you need to, you can bend the knee. On your next inhale, bring it back to center, drawing both knees into the chest. Take a little rock side to side. Rocking, massaging the sacrum out. And then you have the next minute or so for yogi's choice. So what do you need? Maybe it's another happy baby. Maybe it's a shoulder stand, a headstand. Maybe it's a different kind of twist. Maybe there's an arm balance you're craving. What did we not hit today in practice that you'd like to take? And if you can't think of anything, you can just stretch into Shavasana and take an extra long relaxation. One thing that I've been really enjoying lately in my own practice and also while I'm teaching is to take legs up the wall. So I'll demonstrate that. If you have a wall nearby, you can take your mat up to the wall. I'm going to sit right on the edge of the mat here. I'm going to bring my hip to the wall. And then I'm going to lower the opposite elbow to the mat and then swivel my legs up as I draw the sit bones to the wall. So my sit bones are actually touching the baseboard here. And if it's too much on your hamstrings, you can always bend your knees. But other options here are arms out to the sides or maybe palms on the stomach. Legs can go wide here or maybe butterfly pose. So you have a few options, and this, drawing the feet up above the heart like this is really beneficial. It reduces stress and anxiety. So if you don't have a wall right now, you could just lift the legs straight up. It's just kind of nice to have the support of the wall, and maybe you consider doing it before bed tonight if you can't do it right now. And it's nice to take like 10 minutes in that pose to help just reverse the effects of gravity, to reduce the stress and anxiety, to help with insomnia. So wherever you're at, deepen your breath. Full inhales and exhales. And we'll take the next 15 breaths or so to begin to make our way to our final relaxation, whether that is legs up the wall or Shavasana. You choose. Take your time getting there, finish out whatever you're doing, eventually finding your way into this most important part of class, this relaxation. Let the legs be wide and the feet fall out to the side if you're in Shavasana, so the hips can relax, arms wide, so the shoulders can relax and the palms face the sky, so the chest can relax. Begin to deepen your breath. The last few moments of class here, just see if you can allow that physical stillness that you're experiencing to be mimicked in the mental body as well. So you start to notice when you're thinking and you start to bring the breath a little bit deeper into the body. Please feel free to stay in your relaxation as long as you'd like. If you have the luxury of time, please soak it up. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Namaste.